The only size limit is the size of the piece of paper. All of that. Great question, Peyton.
Okay, Dexter, what was your question?
We maybe use something like styrofoam.
You can use, oh, like a piece of styrofoam.
Yep.
Okay, so let's see. That's a great question. Mrs. Lang said you could use packing peanuts, and I said you could use bubble wrap. So I think you can use the styrofoam, but you should make it the size of a piece of paper and not the whole thickness that you showed me. Can you cut that a little bit to be about the size of like a bubble wrap or a packing peanut? The width? It might be hard to cut.
I think
I might use an X-Acto knife. But that seems like that would be a good material, doesn't it? I like the way you're thinking. Tristan.
Some of you know I went to a college program up in Virginia, and there I took a course on aeronautics, and we actually made this exact thing.
Awesome.
Using basically the exact things we have to build with.
Okay. Can you do me a favor? Do you have your design?
No, it exploded. It failed.
Okay, great. Okay. So what you need to do is apply your knowledge, okay? And then hope is that next week we can talk about what we learned from this, okay? Awesome, Tristan.
I see Bo with his hand up. Bo, what did you want to ask or say?
Can we use Q-tips?
No.
Okay.
Good question.
All right, are there any more questions? Anything else Mrs. Lang can help you with?
Any other questions?
Oh, yes, Samya.
So you're gonna label everything like on Google Classroom? Are you
So,
gonna?
Yes, so on Google Classroom, I put a sheet of paper. And the first sheet of paper looks like this, and it says, a most excellent design. I've listed the materials, and I want you to think about what you would put in your design, storm and draw it, and then at the bottom it says, why? Why did you choose those materials? You do not have to print this paper. You can record everything in a journal book, like a science journal. That would actually be very, very good to start, okay? So that is on Google Classroom. Then I posted another sheet. This is a reflection sheet. It's for next week. How did it go? Did it work? Did it not work? How would you improve your design? So my goal for you this week is for you to select the materials, draw it out on the sheet that says a most excellent design, and then whenever it is a good time, you can go ahead and test it with your family. I post next week's assignment, which is our reflection about what worked and why. You can go ahead and do that if you want to. You don't have to. That's due next week. So you don't need to do this project this afternoon. You can do it over the course of now to next Tuesday, okay?
Sounds good.
Okay. Patty, you had something to add or something to ask?
Yes.
Yes.
Can you record the drop?
Please record the drop. Thank you for asking that question. I would love to see your drop. You don't have to because you're going to be writing to me about it, so I'm going to know about it, okay? And what you can do is when you do write about it, you can answer these questions on your Google Classroom. You don't have to print that sheet out, okay? But you can record your drop and send it to me, and you need to answer the question on Google Classroom. That part you have to do. So you have to design it, you have to drop it, and you have to record your reflection on your design. Okay, great questions. Any other questions?
One more.
Simra?
Soumya? Did you have a
Does it-
question, Soumya?
Yes.
Oh, Samya.
Does it matter what type of tape
I'm
you
sorry.
use?
Great question, Samya. So yes, you can use masking tape or duct tape. Do not use Scotch tape. If you have Scotch tape, that's all you have, you can use it, but it might not adhere as well. So your masking tape if you have some, or duct tape, but you can only use a foot.
Okay.
Okay?
All right, Dexter.
So, like, you know how nests, they're usually made with, like, tiny little twigs and leaves. Could you maybe, like, use tiny little twigs and leaves?
Okay, so you'll have to Google Classroom. Did Mrs. Lang say to use tiny little twigs or leaves?
No, but it could be
But could kind of replicate nature in that way in the materials that we listed. What could you use? Which might have been why Bo was saying, thinking of can you tear the materials apart?
Yep.
Yep. Can you take a cotton ball and shred it a little bit if you wanted to? Can you intertwine things?
Yep.
Great question. Good thinking.
All right, Patty, and then I think we're gonna wrap it up. Yeah.
Can we use paper, like actual paper?
Okay, if you look on Google Class, I'll list skills and you're gonna see paper. So the answer is yes. And you can use it the size of one sheet of paper. It's a great question. Can you bend it? Can you tear it? Can you cut it? But you can only use this amount. Okay? Oh, Mrs. Natal, I miss these guys.
Me too. I haven't seen this many of them in a long time.
They look
So
good.
it was
They
good
look
to
like
see
they're
everybody.
bigger. They really do. And if you have any questions as you do your project, just email me on Google Classroom and I'll get it. Okay?
All right.